4G Dave here, and I am back with the next in our Founding Fathers series from 4G Media. Today I give you the understudy of Jefferson, James Madison. If the U.S. Constitution is a house, James Madison laid the foundation, drew up the floor plan, and handed the builders their blueprints. The man was 36 years old when he showed up to Philadelphia in 1787 with what would become the most brilliantly structured idea for a free government the world had ever seen, the Virginia Plan. While many of the delegates were coming in ready to patch up the leaky Articles of Confederation, Madison showed up with a wrecking ball and a new set of blueprints. And thank God he did, because what Madison offered wasn't a tune-up. It was a total transformation. 3 co-equal branches: the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. A system of checks and balances, a structure so solid it's still standing strong nearly 250 years later. And that's despite some of the utter hogwash many members of those branches have been selling us for years, yet our country has endured. And I believe we have Madison to thank for that longevity. Now keep in mind, this was a country barely out of diapers, less than a decade removed from war, and not even 25 years from fighting the British again in the War of 1812. The United States needed divine order, a real structure, and that's what Madison delivered, in spades. But writing the Constitution wasn't enough. No, sir. Madison knew this revolutionary system needed selling, so he joined forces with Alexander Hamilton and John Jay, writing 85 essays we now call the Federalist Papers. There was no Twitter, no podcast circuit, no 4G media to broadcast his brilliance, just ink, paper, and printing presses. These essays were shipped out to state legislatures, one by one, making the case for ratifying the Constitution. That's not just brains. That's mission-level dedication. Now, behind every great man is usually another great mind. And Madison had Thomas Jefferson. They were friends and allies, especially when it came to crafting America's political identity. Madison would later become Secretary of State under Jefferson and eventually the 4th President of the United States. He led the nation through the War of 1812 and saw it tested by fire. James Madison wasn't the loudest or the flashiest of the founders. He wasn't riding horseback into battle or giving thunderous speeches to crowds, but he was the architect of the American Republic, quiet, deliberate, and indispensable. So next time someone talks about the Constitution, remember the man who was the architect and laid the foundation, brick by brick, state by state.